Hey, what's up guys? I'm gonna make an update video on my Kel-Tec KSG shotgun, and the previous video that I made was about the necessities or the necessary accessories that you might need for your Kel-Tec shotgun, and this is an update video towards the accessories and upgrades that I put on my Kel-Tec that I found necessary for, well, just basically going out to the range and practicing on this platform. And that being said, this is my first shotgun, like I said in the previous video, so I don't really have much experience with any other platform besides a Kel-Tec KSG shotgun. So that being said, I've made an overview video and personal ownership experiences of what it's like owning a Kel-Tec, and just some points to make about what to do, what not to do, and how things work on the platform if you're considering buying. But this video is going to be about what I put on this shotgun to benefit my personal use when it comes to training, and some of the key luxury features that you need, well, that I think is necessary. And preferences aside, you will do whatever you want to your shotgun or your KSG, but this is what I've done so far, so hopefully this will give you some pretty good ideas on what kind of options are out there, being December 2019. Now, this video being made, some companies would make other additions or make products that will cater to the user with this platform, but as it stands right now, this is what kind of options that are available right now. So without further ado, here is what I got so far with my Kel-Tec. Now, I haven't bought any optics for this thing yet, but that is soon to be fulfilled as we go along with this build. Now, I do have a home defense pistol, duty pistol, and I use that primarily at home, so I can take my time upgrading other various firearms that I have deemed necessary. So this is what I got so far. So here is my Kel-Tec KSG. In the last video I had one or two things, but here's what I've got so far. So in my previous video I had a angled foregrip from Magpul, and since then I've upgraded the Picatinny rail from the plastic original part to the upgraded billet aluminum Picatinny that slides over the existing polymer one. And you can find some pretty decent accessories from mcarbo.com. That being said, a lot of these products that you can find for Kel-Tec are from mcarbo, but you can also find some decent upgrades in Meza Tactical, mcarbo, Meza Tactical, and I believe there is one product that has recently been released from Midwest Industries that I think will be a great addition to the Kel-Tecs for those who own one. I also want to just drop this little point to make sure people understand that the Kel-Tec KSG and the Kel-Tec KS7 are, the principle of operation are similar, but the KS7 is slimmer than the KSG. So what you buy for the KSG may not fit for the KS7, because there are some components that are spaced a little differently, closer, farther. So yes, Kel-Tec says that essentially the form factor is the same, but it's kind of misleading, because there are some components that just fit with the KSG and not with the KS7. But anyways, so far what I got on here is, since the last video, I've put on a mounted weapon light on here. This is the second generation Enforce. I believe it's the MLX. This is the 800 lumen version, but this is upgraded from the first generation to the second one because they've reinforced the form factor of this flashlight with aluminum. So the threads are aluminum, the internal base is aluminum, the outside ring here that you see in the bezel is aluminum, as opposed to all polymer. And the polymer that they use in the second generation is different from the first one. And the difference is that this is polymer reinforced with fiberglass, which is essentially, from what I understand, is the same type of polymer that is used with the Glocks. So when it comes to firearms and plastics, Glocks, well, the way Glocks are manufacturing their polymers is quite similar to these. So you don't have to spend money getting one or two of these things compared to just buying one of the second generations as opposed to the first one. That being said, everything is pretty much the same. It's just reinforced. So I feel more comfortable buying one of these as opposed to the first generation. Now, the thing about these, they are very common in gun stores. Now, I understand the thumb button here is not ideal because it is a kind of finicky with the foregrip, you know, because you have to change the position of your hand to go from here to here, and then just use momentary on off. I don't use that feature at all. I mean, you really can't use that with this shotgun. But with Midwest Industries M-Lock product they have is coming in through the mail, which I will make an update video to that. I can move this to the side, and as I'm using the vertical foregrip, I can move this flashlight from here to the side with the M-Lock edition from Midwest Industries, and it'll be a lot better. But thinking ahead, I went ahead and just bought this and just slapped this on here so I can show you guys what I got. So I got the vertical foregrip, and in my previous video I told you guys you need to reinforce the Picatinny from plastic to aluminum. M-Carbo has a billet aluminum Picatinny option. So if you want to go vertical foregrip, I strongly suggest you go to M-Carbo and get something that will retro outfit the Picatinny rail with something more substantial. So because I did that, now I have a vertical foregrip. Another addition that I've made is I went with the same website, M-Carbo, and I got a cheek riser recoil pad here. You can get the one that is just completely plastic, the plastic shell that goes over this. You can get just that, or you can get this additional option where they can apply the foam pad for you. You can buy them separately, or you can buy them as one unit. I suggest you go ahead and just buy one unit, or one or the other. Either ways, it might differ with how you set your iron sights and optics, but it really shouldn't matter that much anyways. But other than that, I mean, I have the primary machine shell deflector. I'm just keeping that on there. And other than that, it's coming along just fine. The one thing I'm missing is, of course, optics or iron sights, which I'm going with. The iron sights is a mission first iron sights, and they're the polymer ones. You can look them up, or I can try and add that to a link to the description of this video to the Mission First Tactical polymer iron sights, which, yeah, you can get the Magpul ones, but I think the Mission First Tactical ones are a little bit cheaper, as opposed to spending like 50-60 bucks for just the front, and in the rear that's like 110-120 bucks just for polymer sights from Magpul if you go through your local FFL. I'm just gonna go through Mission First and try that option first. Plus, I think that will look a little bit better. Now, the Enforce, there are smaller versions of this, but I went ahead and got the bigger version of this. Why not have more lumens? More lumens, more power to you, right? I mean, this thing is momentary on and off, and they have a strobe feature on there, and it's upgraded from the previous generation. Why not? Plus, they seem to be a dime a dozen in any gun dealership, at least for my case. I live in Arkansas, so there's plenty of these things around in different FFLs. As opposed to grips, the angled foregrips, like I said, the hand stop of the angled foregrips from Magpul, due to the recoil of this shotgun, they tend to whack your knuckle pretty hard. So I just went ahead and just got the vertical foregrip. So far, it's coming along a lot better than I expected. Other than that, I am getting a Meza tactical rail, a whole entire new rail system for this. You can take this off, and you can get like some sort of heat shield from Meza Tactical that has like the option to attach a side accessory for additional Picatinny for whatever reason that you need, like flashlight, perhaps, I'm not sure, but I'll try and link all that stuff in the description to different websites that actually have, you know, pretty useful upgrades. M-Carbo, Meza Tactical, and that one product from Midwest Industries that I'm sure you guys seen on YouTube has a a product that goes that is attached to the bottom of this Picatinny that wraps around the fore end, and it provides an M-lock system on the sides here, on both sides, and it's made of a billet of aluminum. But my criticism for the Midwest Industries M-lock system for this fore end is that it only utilizes like 2 slots of the actual Picatinny, and I think it's probably better to just go ahead and just buy the reinforced billet to go over the Picatinny here with the Midwest Industries, because if you trying to go with Meza Tactical's upgraded rail system with the Midwest Industries fore end M-lock, it might not have enough clearance for them to cooperate with each other. You might have some rubbing, you might have some clearance issues, so just go ahead and get that aluminum upgrade here. You can kind of see it just a little bit. It's right here. You can slide that over, lock it down. It can be like a riser for the Picatinny. You can bring all your stuff down just a little bit, and I think with that additional clearance that this provides as a spacer, you can slide on that spacer there for reinforcement for the plastic with the aluminum one, and it'll provide enough clearance for the Meza Tactical rail system that you can actually utilize all those things together pretty efficiently and not have any issues at all. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I got for you. So I'm just trying to give you guys some information and just inform you guys some of the products that are out there, because there are not a lot of companies making accessories for this shotgun, but the ones that are, they're making some pretty good accessories. Now, there are some accessories out there that are pretty out there, that are kind of weird and look really goofy and really tactile bro looking, and I am kind of a basic bro when it comes to aesthetics, but at the same time, I'd rather go over function and practicality over aesthetics. So I'll let you guys know how the upgrades are coming. They're coming in the mail, and I'll make an additional update video to this. Now, I think when it comes to the muzzle brake and the way this thing is set up with the flashlight, I don't think the muzzle blast would really mess up this flashlight because it's all reinforced aluminum. But whenever I take this out and I try and test it out, before I do that, I'll probably wait for the Midwest Industries M-Lock 4N system to come in the mail first, and I'll move this off from here to the side, on this side over here. It'll all be over here because, as you can see, it'll make more sense to turn on the flashlight here as opposed to, you know, down here where obviously the button is kind of, you know, curved. And I mean, to be honest, this flashlight is made for a rifle to be mounted on top of a Picatinny rail, but I really want to try and make this Enforce light work because I really like Enforce lights. I mean, they look really cool, they're super lightweight, and I could get an cloud defensive owl light, but where would I put that? I mean, there's not a lot of good light options for the Kel-Tecs, and I don't know. But so far it's coming along, and I'll let you guys know how all these products work together, and I think I can find a way to make the ultimate tactical Kel-Tec KSG shotgun. Hopefully. I'll let you guys know how that all works out, and here it is so far. And the sling on this thing, I mean, there's really no good sling mounting products that I've found so far. There is one where you can utilize this takedown pin to be a QD swivel for the sling, but it just seems like you will have to take apart the actual product to get to the takedown pin and take it out. So it's not very intuitive and user friendly, so I don't think that's really much of an option, but I'm still looking around. So hopefully we can find something that can better utilize a sling system as opposed to the one that Kel-Tec provides, because once this thing is loaded, it's going to turn upside down, and that's not very ideal or very practical or intuitive for the user. So I'll let you guys know how that works out, and have a good one. Hopefully all this stuff will work out and I can make the ultimate tactical KSG shotgun. Peace.